So, yeah, the gas tank I was hoping to be able to use, but looks like it's going to have to come out. I had to do. Looks like we were starting okay up here on the roof. And it's got a sunroof, by the way, which don't work because we welded every aspect of that in there, and we melted the worm gear somehow. Somebody, thank you. But the rest of this, oh man, she's mint. Look at this. I mean, where are you going to find a set of doors? And I mean, not 1 square inch of this door is in bad shape. Not 1 square inch of it. I'm glad the doors were not harmed in the process. And we're going to keep the functioning window. See, we got a little window wiper. We're going to keep that. We'll make the window to where she can come out and get some cool air up in there. But look at the cap, because then you can see right here, this is where things start to get ugly. Right here. So you can see all of that. It's solid. She ain't going nowhere. But you can see all the ugly right here. It's subbed out for sure. We actually stuck a trunk lid in there from a square body something, and then they welded it in and they cut it right across here on the inside for support to get it to ramp down. Then it ramps down again. Like 351 Windsor, not the Cleveland, not the modified. This is the actual true Windsor, usually found in the Mustangs. So we have single plane high-rise intake manifold. We have a 654 barrel Holley. We got the HEI distributor. We got Pete Jackson gears, which is not installed yet. This has got a very mild cam. It's going a little bit more. We want to put a bigger cam on it, not too big. I don't want nothing ridiculous. We got 3.5 inch exhaust headers. There's my silencers or resonators with side pipes. I'm going to clean those off with Metal Rescue, and I'm going to polish them. And so, catch you up to date. I went out and I got the wire loom. So please stay tuned to the video down here at the bottom, and please hit like and subscribe to those videos. That's what's going to help through her vet care, her health, her supplies, everything. She deserves it. Like it for her. Subscribe to it for her. I'm not trying to bore everyone with only automotive videos. There we go. Getting a roll somewhere. That's what I'm loving. Yes, sir. Beautiful thing. Yep. I'm trying to go easy on her. I don't want to go balls out on it. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. So on today's menu is my 1931 Model A that's been modified. So here's what we got here. I got my hood, which may go on here, or shaft. That steering column is not what I'm going to use. I don't want my Ford saying GMC. So, but yeah, that's where we're at with that. The next best thing is I am going to have to make a transmission mount. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. So what we have here is a 87 305. People show me through my channel. It's not enough people. So anyways, without further ado, because of a phone that I trusted, it is a really crappy phone. That thing won't keep a video going, and then I lose footage. I have, because I got to redo the rear body of it. Got to cut off the ugly, and that's why I got it for the price I did. Front of the rear wheels and dump out in front of the before the back wheels. So it'll just come right out of there and come right out this way. Now have a starter. The manifolds have been done. They've been plugged off, the emissions control. And we need to make a block off plate. And the carburetor is just resting there. And we got a thermostat housing. Only change here. Got a little bit of a setup. 94 GMC Jimmy frame. Not the pickup. So we got an 87 Monte Carlo 305. Just freshly taken out, cleaned up, painted. The motor is sitting right good with the frame. Transmission is dipped down like it's supposed to. So that way we have clearance. Drive shaft's not going to be a problem with the pull off the back of the motor. And well, now we officially have true dual exhaust right there. So it's not fully complete, it's mocked up. Got to do some rest of the welding, but she's solid from the manifolds down to the silver pipes. And I'll clean them up, and then all right guys, welcome back to my channel. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to attempt to, which I know this can move that body heavy as it is. Q.U.A.D. 300 Suzuki 4x4 ultra low 4-wheel drive. Can move that very easily. It also had pulled this T-bucket up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook up my truck to this frame using the chain on my ball hitch and treat this like a trailer. She's going to do the kamikaze limbo. She's going to go right up underneath of that wood, and we're going to take her right out that way, get it out of the way. Then we're going to take this body with my trailer, bring it in, remove the wood so I can fit that trailer into here. And I'm going to grab that engine hoist, take the doors off the body, and I'm going to reach that engine hoist through the cab to the floor, pick her up, get her up high enough, put the wood back up, and set the body down, hopefully on top of these guys. You can see that worked out very well. So that's why I haven't taken that bumper off yet. So now I got the chain there. She came right out with ease. No turning back. All right, guys. So to finish up yesterday's special event, really took a lot out on me. But yesterday was to show and prove that you can still do things even though you don't have the proper tooling. So if you look here, that hell difference, I got her on there. So she's looking evil. She's looking pretty damn good on here. As you can tell right there, I mean, she's got a nice flow right up to that point right there. It looks great. Looks awesome. And as predicted is what was going to happen. But you can see she's looking good. I need to still pull it back this way just a hair. Center the body up. But looked like it was going to be good here. Looks like to be good here. And exactly where I marked it. Right on the frame. Right here is a big, huge wheel well. And we're still too short. You see there? About 3 foot. Notice that she ain't smoking as bad. There we go. I'll get my hand on this ignition wire just in case. See what she does. Wildlife has been living in it. It's no good. So don't get your panties in a bunch when I tell you what I'm doing. So I want a nice clean look. I don't want a gigantic big bulky thing out here. I want a nice clean looking firewall. So what I'm going to do is I want to, because of how big this vehicle is now, it's no longer this size, and to lighten up some body weight. So I'm going to put a master cylinder out here. I have done lined up. I got plenty of foot room for the gas and the brake. So once the brake pedal goes down, the gas pedal will go down next to it along with it. As you can see, I've been working on the floor in here. We're almost where I want it to be. And so we got some diamond plate thick steel for back in here, because that's where my seats are going to bolt down. So I do have a choice between two different gas pedals. Whichever one. 43 inches overall total length from this point to this point to give me the full length that I need. So I slid the yoke all the way in, but you can see the history of it. Right here is common ride height for this vehicle. It's where it was running the most. Then you got yourself a darker ring, which is travel within about an inch in and out. From the wheels going up and down, the drive shaft's going to do this. So taking all that into consideration, you can see there's a weight stamped into it. That's why it's not welded, because if it was welded, then you have to take the consideration of the weld plus the weight, which you'll just keep ping-ponging back and forth, back and forth. So that's why that's stamped in there. So I drew 2 lines in case one gets erased, but that was to show the lineup point. So when I go to put this back together, this is going to line up with these 2 here, and I should be within fair ballpark. It's not going to say, I mean, to rotate just a hair, but you can see how nice and good my line is. So that's where the weight used to be on that other end. So maybe a little bit of a high spot was here, because I also noticed it wasn't exactly nice and lined up. Looks great. I don't think I could have done a better job than that. What do you guys think? Yeah, the body's crooked, so body's just laying on there loose. But she's dead on. Welded. Make that permanent before that gets too far out of whack. So that's nice and good and nice and coated to help preserve it so no more rust comes back. So and this is what the overall entire frame used to look like. So there's no scaling, which is good. And I love the texture of the paint, how it turned out. Has a real nice texture all the way throughout the whole thing. Took the 4-wheel drive out. That was a little bit of a stress load. Of course, I'm going to be replacing these pulleys so they match with this here. Got a little bit of mild overspray of black on my chrome. And, well, this chrome ain't going to last for long. They don't seem to last long. But that's what I was after. The carburetor is just going to stay the way it is because there's nothing you can do for it. You get paint on there, it'll flake right off. It'll get juiced, look like shit. So you might as well just leave it like that and just do a good clean job on it. So you should be standing up a little bit higher after the spacer. Probably about. So anyways, what we got going on here is got my motor mounted. Woohoo. So having a very good day here, picking up some steel for the 1931 Model A Ford and from a 27T bucket. So got some nice pieces of material to bring back with me. So this is usually where I come to get my steel. So we got some 4 foot by 4 foot 20 gauge, some 1 inch and a quarter by 1 inch and a quarter 6-footers, and a couple scrap pieces. And so we'll be making homemade quarter panels for the rear of the Model A Ford and doing the rest of the framework inside the Model A and tidying up the rest of the floors. 1 inch by 1 inch and a couple of pieces of flat steel. And so we're now going to be able to do my 1931 Model A rear quarter panels and to be able to do some of my 1927T bucket. Boy, that fucker ain't paying attention on that damn bike. Almost got hit coming out in the middle of the road. And so my objective is, I'm not after making a perfect exact match. I don't have the tools to make it like that. However, I do have the tools to be able to make a very close duplicate of representation of what it's supposed to look like. So if we can get it into that form and shape, I'll be happy. So I'm making it up as I go along. There is other options that I can my steel down where I think it needs to be, and I'm going to stretch it up across the top of here and put some tack welds and then cut off the access, and then I can always use it as filler pieces for somewhere else. And then I'm going to structure this, try to make this back portion the way it's supposed to be. So I'll take some 1-bys and weld them into there, down where the trunk lid is going to be, so it gives me contour here. So yeah, little boo-boo, but I got plenty left over to stitch it in. Plug weld. So at the current moment, it ain't looking so pretty because it's in 2D, which is 2-dimensional. This is 3-dimensional, this is 2-dimensional. And you can see the reason why. So she's got a nice pretty curve. There, up in the front, it's more this way, but when you look here towards the back, it's more flat. So I need to puff it out in the center and the back, and then finish rolling it this way and roll it this way. Then she'll look good. And then for me here. So I lost quite a bit of footage, and also to be what it's going to be, it's not an exact duplicate. It is not a $900 piece. It's just a flat piece of sheet metal. And so I dug out the rear fender and the running board, and this is where I really wanted to make do. And as you can see here, a nice big 3-foot tall Mickey Thompson with a set of weld wheels. These are a little too skinny, actually, with some duct tape. So hang tight. I'm going to start tack welding. I only got 2 hands. I can't hold the phone and tack weld and do all that at the same time. So hang tight. I'll be right back. Alright, so it's not the best of the best, but I tell you what, it's better than what the what the shit was there. That's what I have. It's rounded this way, then it comes back here like this, down the angle, straight down here in the back. That's what I'm trying to project. Mind you, I don't have the tools of the trade to do it. What you see around here on the ground, that's what I have. Okay? That's what I have to be doing this. Didn't have a hammer, so I was using a pipe wrench. And then I found the hammer, and now I started working on it. But as you can see, she's starting to take the shape of it. I'm closing up the gap more. Now once I fix this gap right here, once I fix that area, then that'll pull that fender out where it's supposed to be, and then it should be very much the same height all the way around. So I had to go back, recut across here, you know, in this area, so the fender can come forward more. Then I closed up my gap here. I'll have to put a little piece up in there to fabricate that. This here still needs to go in underneath the body, or sticking out a little too far. What I did up here, you see how she's holding a nice good shape, but when you get back in here, she's flat. So I need to get that rounded. But I need to anchor it here, put a couple tack welds, get this secured so she don't lose shape, and then build my inner wheel well. So don't pay attention to this. This is just to help keep me off the frame about the equal distance that I need for the motor body mount. So we pay attention to what's here on the surface. So I squared it off. That up there is going to drop down and it's going to weld into that bar going across here. This is going to go up there, and I'm going to put a short piece in between those two, and then that's going to get welded into that. And then same thing with this, welded there. So I want to weld this up first, and then I'm going to pull it forward, drop it down, and start welding into there. Then this will give me more additional strength. Also a spot to be able to mount my wheel wells to, and she'll fit just right on the inside of here, and lift it up off of here. I'll put a metal plate off of here, out to here, and a few gussets going down, so that way mount. So we'll have a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Once I get it all welded in, I gotta pull this so it's squared. Cut that little stubby off of there so it can drop down. Then I'll pull it in tight so it's nice and square. And so she's nice and square around the outside edges. I'll put me a couple tack welds down it, a couple tack welds there, just to hold it in place. And then I got 3/16 square plates that are going to go between this one and this one here, body mount right here. Same thing here, same thing up there, same thing over there. And then it should be good. Satisfied with that, I'll live with that. And then have plenty of room in there for everything. I mean, you can't argue that. That's plenty of room. And overall idea. So yeah, y'all come on back and watch me again. Looks like it's going to be a good setup. So here in the corner, I'll reveal what's going to happen here. So minus this is just creating height between the frame and the trunk pin. So down under here, this square, I'm going to put a metal plate, and right down there is where my body mount's going to be. Then set my steel plate here, and then that's where the bolt nut's going to be welded to. So it welds the floor down, holds it down there. I'll repeat the process here, and then we'll run me a support bar across this way and do the same thing here. And that's going to set my floor height.